said hi, welcome everybody, introduced us, asked Rico how he was. Now you're caught up. Cool.
Yeah.
Get another reason why we weren't wanting to do up right. Let's talk about that for a minute. Hey, we're sacrificing a lot to beat.
Yeah. So for those of you that don't know, Overwatch League All-Stars starts tonight, and we are literally moments away from talent takedown, which is when all the announcers, the people that like talk shit constantly about all the teams, now actually have to play, and we find out they're silver fucking plebs. And the fact that we have work to do and don't get to like watch this is like, especially for me and Kaver, is just ripping us apart.
Wait, could we cast it?
I don't see why we couldn't.
If you want to sit here and cast it all,
I'm actually thinking we need to at least cast that match.
Okay, yeah, we can do that.
We need to cast that match. This is just something I just came up with. Like, we need to cast the announcers match.
Well,
do you want me to screen share it?
Yeah, but that would probably be the. We already have you set up for share, so.
Okay.
Track when they play, and then we'll change it over, and have that. Be going.
Like I said, it's literally starting right now.
Oh shit! Okay, yeah, throw it
yeah,
up. So
they're talking smack right now before the match starts.
Throw it up, and get it ready, guys. We apologize. It's not originally the content you tuned in for.
This is what it is now.
Don't let that fool you. That wasn't very friendly. A lot of hatred in between that. All right, so before we get things started, let's establish the rules for the talent takedown. And conveniently enough, it's going to be the same.
Not doing it.
I go up there and commentate. So here's how it's going to work, because it's very, very simple. We're going to start with a little bit of that.
Okay, we're good. No, I'm sharing Straight Cup. Why?
Because me and him were switched.
Oh my
hey,
god.
Everybody, how's it going? My name is Three Cups, and this is my show now.
I can't edit it.
To the perch. I'm really looking forward to this, but let's jump
Yeah.
into this.
Aw.
And introduce
No, you're back.
me. And we have Super. Stand by, Super. How you doing, buddy?
Oh, Jesus Christ, what's happening?
Shut up.
I'm going to take that to the side. We're going to make this work. We're going to make this happen. I'm excited. I'm nervous because, you know, I think that Puckett is not going to rep the Atlantic Division.
Yeah, you know, I had the, depending on who you ask, the fortune, the misfortune. I watched some scrims yesterday. You know, they're going to need to bring the A game today because I
Lou,
watched
it's
the
not
scrims
100%.
yesterday. I was not inspired, I'll be honest with you, going away.
Wow,
I mean, I'm not in control. I'm just going to let things happen.
The Titans to take the stage to championship. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
Now that we've had some time in between, how do you feel?
Okay. See, it worked.
We did it. Perfect.
People call me bad, but you know,
Woohoo!
who cares?
Hey, man, all the respect to you, and congratulations to you guys.
Thank you.
And the San Francisco Shock for taking the title there. But here we go. The map's set. We're going to start off with some.
So what do you think is
lockouts.
gonna
It's
happen?
be Necropolis to start things
Thinking they're
off.
all gonna play
And,
garbage except for
this is
maybe
a
one or
big
two.
for us. We're gonna have
Yeah,
lockouts on
there's
the
a-
Overwatch League
They were showing some like clips of some of them that stream earlier,
Really my area of expertise.
and a couple of them are
This
diamond.
guy's gonna play bad. Puckett,
Yes.
Puckett's gonna be bad.
I
Isho's gonna be
Puckett is-
bad.
Zoe is actually pretty good tank. Bringy is amazing. The rest of them are pretty terrible. So Zoe and Bringy are the two big ones to look out for.
The boy needs help.
Okay, what about this other team here? What's going on? I don't know anything here about anybody.
Remember, folks, the way the lockout works, you play your character. If you end up winning, you can't use them again. The losing team gets to use their characters once again. So we're going to jump right into the action. Here we go, and Puckett already going to get the pick on Miko, using the Mercy, which is really painful there because you're going to
Ooh, Atlantic is
lose out that Mercy, but it is not looking very good.
that is terrible to lose first thing because Mercy's the only person that can res.
The composition coming out from the Pacific.
Okay, two v one right now.
So they have the road hopper looking for some pull hooks there, but unfortunately they lost two immediately, and now
Yeah, Atlantic has this. It's just a matter of time now.
Takes out Mr. X.
Already? You'd say that already?
Yeah, because it's 5-3, and then Pacific lost their main healer. Their only healer, actually.
Oh,
That's gonna leave Danny
it's
and Uber
elimination.
is the
I
last
wasn't paying
players
Yeah.
attention.
in Sideshow, which is- it's shades of what I saw last year in that talent takedown Sideshow as a
So
loser.
Dragon, we
Pushed
are
right into the
currently
back line by himself.
commentating
Yeah, I feel
on
like at
top
this
of
point,
another
Uber and
commentation
Danny are gonna look
of
for a miracle. And
Oh.
or what Tpop
so Danny's on his
We
own.
are
Maybe he can get some
Tpop-inating.
into the pit, but
um
he's,
announcers from
yeah.
Overwatch League
Oh no! It
playing
is not
arcade
looking
against
good
each
for the Pacific team
and
as Atlantic
we
Division
needed to see.
takes the win.
I'm just, why is
This is mostly just an excuse so we can watch this. 'cause
Yeah,
we-
no,
I
it's
mean,
100% an excuse. So we can watch it. Yeah, it's exactly.
All right, so Atlantic takes
And
the.
she talking smack.
I really would like Brent to put some pants on. I think that's the most important thing.
I think we can
By
maybe,
God.
Right.
I-
first of all, you can. What we'll do is we'll probably play like the. You want to play Pharah, Seth? Yeah. Okay.
Oh,
We'll
Alright,
do
I'll
that,
get on the
and
Moira.
then,
Good strats here.
Yeah, and then I guess I'll play some kind of like.
I was gonna say, one side's just like, we're gonna fuck around and have fun and yell at each other. The other side's like, you know what? Let's actually
Let's
come up
talk
with-
some strategy here.
Yeah, let's actually try to win.
What's up with the
something,
Naruto
dude.
headband? I just don't know this.
I'm confused about the Black Parade.
His name is Brenji, so
Defeated, but you know maybe they can bounce back here. As you see,
as you can see by the fact he's playing Genji right now.
Yeah.
Brenji, I see.
And then at division they have their
Ooh, they're playing Symmetra. That's gonna be.
no healer minus Brig.
Oh, yeah, Brig is only healer. That's kind of bold.
I'll be honest with you, Golden Boy.
Yeah,
That-
they're running with a
Yeah.
Moira and a Mercy. Mercy going to be pocketing and working alongside Achilleos. Hopefully Mika can keep up with Achilleos in the sky here. He's got to get up to the high
If
ground.
Pacific can focus Zoe down, then that's pretty much a guaranteed win.
Sideshow on the flank almost gets
And
beat.
not
I
lose
think Atlantic
Mercy
did,
to the
but they're
Reaper.
relying on their playmaker, Brenji.
Yeah,
That happened.
but they still have Moira, so I mean they can still make it work even if they lose Mercy. It wouldn't be good, but
Our nice stats producer.
Of the
lost
list
time
of
to the
mistakes.
Sideshow, Sideshow, known for
Yeah.
throwing regularly.
Yep. I can say on stream. And this
yeah, I mean Mercy's definitely the last person you want to lose because anyone else can actually be rezzed. So,
pretty bad.
Yeah,
I was the
Atlantic
low rank
Division,
player.
they're having
which
a-
is why Mercy's so powerful in this mode. If you can keep her alive.
Sideshow's going on a mean flank.
Yeah, I figured they never did this mode in any. I know this is like arcade-ish, but still. Like-
Yeah, they don't do this normally. This is
Imagine how
I
it
must
would
say,
be.
I'm not very impressed with
okay.
what
So
Sideshow
right now
is. Strong.
Pacific has control of the outside,
Right now. There's no
which
creativity
means that if
going
it
on here, very
in
little
20
creativity
seconds the
put
point's gonna
into
unlock.
this.
So
First round,
Atlantic has to push out.
be honest, but this
Yeah,
round,
see,
I'm
point's
not
about
sure.
to unlock right there.
They don't really have the support to work with them, but 16 seconds before the capture area unlocks.
All right, Atlantic
This
has a couple
Pacific
people
lineup
outside.
actually is gonna be a really strong
See,
hold.
Pacific's fucking up right now because they should be keeping pressure on Atlantic to have control of the point. Like they should be farther forward. They let people just walk onto it.
Tries to slowly approach. They actually teleport to the point.
How much do you feel this is them actually like trying to be competitive and winning?
Oh
And
my
how much
god,
of them-
they threw that.
Oh, they
What are
totally.
they doing?
Oh, man.
Oh,
You hate to see it happen, folks. As Super says, the Charlie Niner.
I was about to say, how much of this is them actually being legitimate competitive? And how much is them being like
some of
commentators
them,
trying to?
I feel some of them are tryharding. Like I,
Yeah.
Okay.
The problem is not the right ones.
yeah. like,
Like,
wait a minute.
like their Orisa needed to move on to the point, but Monte apparently didn't understand that concept.
You know, they're still sticking
The
to the
puck fist.
strategy.
The puck fist is out, ladies
I'm
and
gonna
gentlemen.
say they were.
Oh.
Ooh.
Monte Cristo right away. Puck
That was actually an
is
Orisa boop.
He's
Or not an Orisa, but a Pharah boop.
melted, and they end up losing 2 players there. So the Pacific Division changing things up a little bit. You got Mr.
Part
X
of me
off the
feels
screen.
like
They gotta get a win
this
here.
is
Yeah, you know, Atlantic Division, they sounded
planned
confident, but I don't
for
think
the
they
best
had much,
kind
you know,
of,
all they said was bunker. That's about
what's the
all
word
I
I'm
heard.
looking
So,
for?
Can we
Content?
honestly, they-
Can we acknowledge the fact that Brenji just got a kill on a Pharah as Junkrat?
4 for 4. And the Atlantic
Oh no, I
Division-
missed.
They need to.
Yeah.
Could be a
I
clean
blinked.
sweep if they can get a res off.
Yo.
Very likely Doa dangerously low.
God, booping is my favorite way to kill
So we
people.
keep 'em going here. They're gonna pick up another
Oh,
one.
yeah.
Mr. X is gonna be out of the game. This is it, folks. It's gonna be game point.
It's like
here.
at my
Yeah,
rank.
okay. That's it, that's it.
Fire.
GG. The
Atlantic
Tiger
has
will
it.
be ready. Is Brandon gonna go for it? The
Brandon going
ambitious
for a tire.
tire.
It's
He's
just
trying to
Uber.
win it right here against Uber, and he's no.
Oh,
Oh.
Because the
I mean, they still lost, but that was a nice
They
little
still
juke
lost,
right
but
there.
yeah, that was that.
unbelievable.
Good use of the
stuff
shield.
there. 3-0 sweep from the Atlantic Division. But we're gonna go to a break. When we come
Darn.
back,
Pacific had point two. All they had to do was take it. Man.
Take a step forward.
Keep this running and like keep track of it.
Yeah.
The Overwatch League is brought to you by T-Mobile, now connecting 99% of Overwatch League fans.
Oh, okay. I see what you mean.
On America's network, T-Mobile.
Well, that was
So,
fun.
Let's talk about that round. You know, let's be real. On Tpop, that's not a I ever thought I'd ever get to say. I mean, for real. This is a lot of fun, actually.
I think it's quite clear that, especially like DPS wise, Atlantic has the upper hand. Especially in Bryn. But like point two, Pacific did a really good job of zone control, of area control, of keeping Atlantic like bottled up there in their spawn. The problem is as soon as like the point came live, because there's two ways to win. You can either kill everyone on the enemy team or you can capture the point. They had zone control, so all they had to do was take the point, and one of two things would happen. Either Atlantic would not be able to push into them, or Atlantic would be forced to push into a fortified position and probably would lose that fight. But instead, they relinquished all that ground that they'd held the entire freaking point.
Yeah, and
So, like it. Yeah.
it in this. Getting a whole lot of value because, like, when the point opened up, I was thinking, oh man, it'd be cool if she had Valk, and then I look over and it's not even 50% yet. That's a problem.
Well, I think that's just a result of like them doing a good job of controlling Atlantic's location, and so not a whole lot of damage was done to the team, so there wasn't a lot for them to heal. But like what they did really well the entire point. All of a sudden, they just threw out the window when it mattered the most. So it was, yeah, that was annoying. That was very painful to watch, to be honest.
It reminds me a lot of me playing Overwatch with the bronze and silver ranked players that I get to play with. Yeah.
Last time I played comp,
I haven't played comp since like season 4, only because I started in gold and then just deteriorated down to silver and haven't played since then. I was like, okay, I keep getting better, but I keep getting lower scores. Clearly, the game's broken, and I'm just not going to play it.
Yeah.
That's exactly the problem. That's exactly the problem.
Yeah.
You should write a letter to Big Daddy Kaplan about it.
I think I might. I have to at this point. Like, clearly his game's busted, or else I would be a pro player.
Right, Grandmasters, like
Yeah.
immediately, like not even finishing the placements, like 5 matches in placements, boom, the game's like, you're already GM, get out of here.
Yeah, you're too
Exactly.
good, man. Yeah, but
Absolutely.
no, it's just a buggy game.
Siegel will be talking to you for lessons. That's where.
Next map is about to start.
Oh,
Yep.
there's multiple maps to this set. Oh, I don't know anything about competitive Overwatch.
A lot of the announce. You know what? Now I'm going to stop right there.
Oh,
Be the emotional leader of the team, because right now the wind is out of the sails.
Blue.
and Atlantic
I
is
usually
playing
open the game,
so
yell
it's
F Junkrat, and ult 4.
Got a lot of tilted faces.
Dude.
Oh, look at the-
You know, a very heartbroken squad.
I think it comes from the Oz.
My character
and Uber.
changed.
He really needs to bring it up.
I would say.
Emotion.
Right? That's what I'm saying. You know, the second you know that Mr.
So this is an actual
It'll
comp,
be an actual.
All right, so here we
because deathmatch is not usually a comp thing.
go. Very much.
They do sometimes do like competitive death matches its own like separate thing, but
Mhm.
And
it's not proper comp. like this should be. So Pacific is running a 2-2-2 proper. Atlantic is as well. There's a lot of hit scan.
Yeah, I think they're trying to look out for like Faras or something on each other's team. My guess is they don't think they have good aim.
So
and
with
they're
a
going
lot of
for hit
the hit scan though,
Phil,
among the things that they
one of his recent games, I think we were scrimming on Volskaya. Pretty impressive,
Air-
Danny.
are.
It's kind of odd because they both decided to stick to Reinhardt.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would think would be better for a more mobile.
Ooh, Brain gets a bit quick pick on Achilles.
Dominating Achilles right out of the gate. The Widow v Widow battle. Interesting stuff there as Puckett's going to punish Semler, who looked at
That's
Diamond back there. And here's going to be all
Well, I
the
didn't need
Rose
to. Puckett got him.
currently-
Oh!
It's weird. I like how Atlantic's approach here is just more.
Atlantic's approach is just to like curb stomp. That's all. That's all it is.
It's like they're.
Oh my God!
Jesus. Their choices are really good too. I mean, like my thought was pick Zenyatta over any other healer. They're choosing to like put damage out rather than heal.
Oh, and Brandy's got his eyes once again on.
Oh my God!
That was almost an afterthought. That was-
Work for Brendan right now.
Dominating. I can't believe I used that word to describe Brennan Hook, but that is the world we live in. You should know that the site's up.
So the crazy thing about this is, as much as he's dominating,
Yeah, they're still
Pacific
moving the
has
card.
made
Making
it.
progress.
They're
moving the
managing
card.
to make a lot of progress here. Well, not a lot, but some.
Just picked off Semler as well. This is insanity. Brennan Hook, ladies and gentlemen.
So I
He's labeled
think
as the
they're
person
having a
that we
problem
should just
staying
chit-chat to
together.
Widowmaker, 'cause he is dominating right now.
Oh my God!
He is slapping. He's slapping.
Oh, if you guys could see our faces right now.
Jesus Christ.
I'm in awe. This
What
man.
is this?
I've
He,
I've
and the
never been
thing,
so attracted to a Widowmaker before.
actually,
Bren's insane.
you know,
He's on another level.
not
The Pacific Division East.
not him.
Hope that Achilles can start getting some
I mean,
hits.
yeah,
we'll
I
still
think
be probably this excited, but this is
This is
shock rather than yeah, let's go.
for the Pacific
Oh yeah, this
team.
is definitely like I feel like he's only getting lucky shots here. in
That
this
was
instance.
the worst charge I've ever seen.
That,
Sideshow's by himself here. He's got to get out of there. It's going to be dangerously
hey,
low. And
free
Pacific
pick on the
There you
Zarya, get it.
That should give them an opportunity
Come on,
now
get
to
your shield
push,
back up.
have that numbers
Keep it
advantage.
down.
Some ults are going to be online
Use your
here.
regular health.
Utilizing the imprecise once again, but
Look at the flank. Bren on the flank.
Oh,
Brennan Hook is doing it. I cannot believe it. But
Yeah, that's
So
the
that's
that's
a-
the
yeah.
They
main-
just gave it to him for free.
after the point,
Oh, and he blew hammer. What is?
bring that payload forward,
Okay.
and they do get the first point.
So Monte blew shatter after the point was already lost.
Right now, I mean, they're only
right there at the
doing
last.
this is seemingly by cheese, but by getting the C9, by getting the back cap. I mean, Bren is just on another level right now. They're gonna have to shut him down some way, somehow.
Thing
I don't
is-
think-
Are they
I don't
going
think-
to have to? They,
I don't think they. Yeah, they just need to wreck everyone else. That's all they have to do. That's all they're
No,
doing.
like who's casting this? Like who analyzed that? Because like no, like clearly not.
They can just
Have
ignore
a
him.
fair amount of time in the bank for third. They are
Maybe
about
got a
to.
little too ambitious as that Doomfist in the back line.
Let's say yeah, they're just Atlantic's just letting them walk up right now. It's not a good thing.
I mean, there hasn't
Yeah,
really
they're
been
not
a
contesting.
fight
The monkey goes in by himself at half health, so he's gonna die.
Searches out, but they don't get any follow-up.
Yeah, they do manage though to pick off two, and that's going to be a good.
Wow, Atlantic's bubble yield 2 kills in favor of Pacific. Okay, here.
I don't get them trying to do like a dive comp in defense here, but
Well, it can work if you know what you're doing, but they clearly
They
don't.
Dude. Unimpeded, uninterrupted, just chilling.
He's pulling a classic dog.
Well, it's easy when they're in grav.
Yeah, but it's like
Really amazing.
Up and
Widowmaker
down.
1v1
Go.
Bren back onto Widow after he swapped.
And a good push here as well. They're really just trying to own as much of the real estate as they can, force back the Atlantic team, and Puckett punishing.
Oh no.
Oh, and the teabag.
oh, the worst kind of. To me, you teabag me, you're just gonna piss me off. I don't know why.
Bren will have a lot of open air to work with.
And this is where he needs to get back that momentum he had from first point. His Puckett really opens things up. Really taking over Bren's role right now.
It's a little too deep.
He just goes into the back line. I don't know if that's the best play at this moment, but by all means, if it gets
They're all dead.
I've learned not to.
Yeah, thanks to Bren. Look at the kill feed.
I know. I know.
He does whatever he wants to do, and if you try and tell him to do something, he'll get very mad at you. So I just let him do it.
Yeah, and he's really being the leader right now that Atlantic needs, as Bren has kind of fallen off after that second phase. But now they're kind of stuffing the doors. They've got the spawn camp coming out.
Ooh, and Achilleos picks off Bren, who was out in the open, had zero protection. And there goes Danny pushing up here, punishing two players, Monty and Puckett, excuse me. Back to the spawn room they go, and they should be able to get this payload around the corner, which will be very nice for them here. Some more progress. And with the way that the game has started, I'm just impressed that we're even in this situation.
Yeah.
Gets the better of Puckett there with the visor, and now Achilleos is just going to play in the open.
They're gonna have to.
Try and protect.
Yeah, Bren's trying to bring his team.
You have to
back.
leave sometime.
Division got some nice momentum going forward.
Ow.
Monty charges back on the cart with a Transcendence of Valkyrie, but is it enough as the Graviton surge?
All right, no one's following up on the grav.
Against Mr. X, actually.
Yeah, but they look at how much
All right,
they
that should be good.
Right? They had to come out of the gate with both support ults, so that is going to set up the Pacific Division.
Okay.
At the very least,
Scott,
give
another
Mr. X that opportunity maybe to take advantage with that Graviton surge. There's really no one that can stop them. You just got to hope that Monty kind of sort of throws.
Yeah, it's on Achilleos and Mr. X to get that Graviton surge, and Monty to kind of into the backline. But Bren with another pick on Assembler. The consistency that.
So everything's too. Go ahead.
On the
Pacific needs to learn not to peek.
Yeah, I think point two
That's-
happened so quickly, right? That
I mean, they're doing good otherwise, but
the streets phase.
it is way too easy for Bren to be getting these angles on him.
It's very clear that he does very well, though.
Yeah,
I mean, Pacific right now is winning on the ult. Never mind.
It looks like the entire Atlantic Division side is stuck in it. 4 down immediately as Bren's resurrected. Now,
All right.
He needs to get a pick on someone. He needs to look for a squishy. Otherwise, it looks like it's over for the Atlantic side on defense.
They got to move right away, and bear in mind, you're going to have and Bren takes out Achilleos in the distance there. He's patrolling.
Oh man, she got saved.
Around to see if he can get someone else, but he'll be able to protect Bren long enough.
That's
there.
the
Oh,
charge
that'll be
you
it.
want.
Yep, that's it.
I think he was going for a cliff charge, though.
Lockout again, but it ain't gonna happen. And Pacific managed to bring the
All right.
payload all the
Better.
way to all 3 points. Let's
Better.
jump into the takedown tactics with the Pacific team brought to you by T-Mobile.
Easy peasy squeezy. Easy.
All right.
Wow.
So what do you guys think happened there, really?
Anymore, so they might change comp. Like, if Bren is running Widow, he's not going to have line of sight advantage against.
Yes.
Focusing way too much on the fact that Brent, but
Yeah.
not a perfect one because still.
Well, Atlantic had the picks because of Bren that most fights were like 6v4 because of those picks, but the Atlantic tanks were not contesting point at all. Like they were, and when they did, they got too aggressive and got picked themselves. They didn't need to like be killing people. They just had to stop the cart from moving and let Bren do his thing. It would have been much easier.
So
Much like,
I'm going to put screen share back on because they're about to switch sides. And then I'm going to run to the restroom.
So is this next one going to be the end? Is this going to be all 3, or is this still part 2 of 3?
So this is still part 2 because
Okay.
they're competing to do better on each side.
yeah. So Pacific did a full run, so now I go into another round of this map. Atlantic has to do. They have to do it again.
Okay.
Whoever ends up being the far.
Danny's been phenomenal, but can he keep his team alive from this Bren Widowmaker right now? Bren not taking the best sight lines, taking it a little slow.
He's trying to get a little cheeky here with his sight lines.
Yeah, he's gonna
Looks like they haven't changed comps at all, except Pacific put in another healer. Or they changed off of the Mercy into the...
Jumps right in and it shuts down Achilleos. That opens the floodgates for Bren to pick off Danny, so they have no Ryan. They're going to be able to push this one up freely, the Atlantic Division.
That was slight work by Puckett. Really good job, Bren, taking those angles. Like I said, they were focusing too much on Bren. And in the meantime, out of nowhere, Puckett came and he destroyed the
Soldier.
Cannot
Start looking.
sleep on the puck fist.
No, and he's actually going in already.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
just, Joe likes to say he's a bloodthirsty Zenyatta. I mean,
have the why did the Ana just peek out there? Ana had no business. Ana had no business to.
That's going to be
Okay, yeah.
to Wolf and,
And then-
Danny, and the players of the Pacific Division are just falling
So-
apart.
So you see what happened there? Like the cart, like they started to move in on the cart. Renji's on the back, just tapping her way at him.
Mhm.
You know, that is what
I mean, Uber is getting destroyed by
Atlantic-
backline and not getting his sleep darts, crucial sleep darts that are needed.
That's what they should have been
that's
doing.
what
last
yeah,
time.
that's what Atlantic should have always been.
Do any
Their
damage.
defense, just stalling the cart only this time. Like the bullets would have been in their favor because you know you got to push the cart. You got to be near the cart to push it. But you got guys near the cart. You need to kill them, but you're being killed by them plus somebody else who's on.
He's diving right in for it.
Oh, nice armor pack.
Oh, that's a very aggressive dive there from the Doomfist.
Oh no!
Oh.
No. Okay, no, he got it. Out there, dude.
The kill there.
And he just right back to causing.
For some more picks, and that's going to be 3 members down. Semler though.
Ooh,
using this-
Similar got Brand. That's impressive.
I don't know. I had an extensive conversation with Jake last weekend about 76, and he's not a fan.
So, did you say Brand's inconsistent?
Oh, the game plan here.
No,
No.
he's pretty consistent. He's landing his shots.
That was a weird
It just meant that Similar probably got like the jump on him.
doesn't look like it's going to save much. 5 minutes and 44 on the
There
clock.
was no
Yeah,
communication
they are
there to
making
stall the cart.
exquisite time as they get
Yep.
to the final point
That's
here, and
Well,
it is
and once it was clear that
Puckett
they were going to
surprising.
cap, Danny should not have dropped down there
No,
because then he was
absolutely.
just feeding.
Gets that first kill, and then it just opens things up to allow Bren to follow up with
That seems like a really early Widowmaker ult there.
Impressive is usually that first kill that comes in.
just
They
got-
use it for
Danny is
they use it for scouting to see which way the team's going.
He's really been punishing him big time.
Yeah, this map's been
Casey's-
a little bit of an underperformance from Danny for sure, but Semler with attack visor
Yep.
kind of questionable because they're not even around the corner yet, but it does some shield damage. Could be enough, but a grab is out as well. Can they get the follow-up? And it looks like they do because Brent gets a kill.
Oh, that'll be it.
Oh boy.
That should be big.
Oh boy.
So, shuts everyone down.
Similar will follow soon.
Well done. Semler just went in as quickly as he possibly could, and they're going to protect the door here. There goes the drop.
What a
Superhero
BM
pose.
drop.
Look! He's gonna do superhero landing.
Atlantic Division looking very strong, but let's
What's
see
going on?
if the Pacific can bounce back. Atlantic, look at Puckett, the puck fist. He's flying. We'll see in a little bit.
Clothes me.
Or they're just not focusing each other down, right? Is that the problem at this point?
No. I wouldn't.
Okay.
Biggest problem
Yeah.
on the Widow.
So first point, Pacific was standing a chance because Atlantic tanks and supports were not playing the objective. But this second round, they did play. They understood the concept that they needed to push the cart, and so the picks that Bren were getting allowed them to win those fights consistently. So, what Pacific has to do is somehow counter Widow. That doesn't necessarily mean they have to beat him, but you can like swap off to characters that are less susceptible to Widow per se, like goats, even if they wanted to try and run that, as long as they can like protect their Zenyatta. But they're not doing that, so they're not swapping off. They're not swapping characters. They're not being flexible. Is essentially what it is. They keep relying on Achilleos to counter Bren, and Achilleos is pretty good. He's landing some kills, but he's not good enough. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
So, like, and in that,
eh, yeah, and that's like a big thing in comp is that like people are like, oh shit, this Widow's destroying us, and someone will switch to Widow and they'll just like stubbornly stick to that even though they're clearly not the better Widow, which is perfectly acceptable. Like it is perfectly okay to be like, okay, I'm just not good enough to stop this person now. But then you have to adjust accordingly. Switch to a comp that is less susceptible to Widow wrecking you.
with the Widow in
Okay.
I think Widow in particular that I've seen.
Yep.
It just even the pro ranks, it just becomes I'm gonna get it. Get the Widow with my Widow. Crap.
Yep. And when someone's hot, someone's hot. Like I think all of us, most people have had a game where like you can just land every headshot. And if someone's in that mode, like all you're doing is feeding that vibe that they've got going on.
Yeah.
So they need to like either switch to like goats or like a more tanky comp, or they need to like get some sort of diver to put pressure on him. Whether
Speak. Like,
all right, speaking of which, I think we're about to start.
Another round. Hey.
Yep.
be like, what? You play goats?
A little off this game, but right here, he ends up getting slept, woken up. He's, I'm gonna go for the shatter.
Honestly, if I was Uber right now, I'd be furious. Why would you wake up a sleeping Reinhardt that has shatter? What is wrong with you guys?
Oh man! All right, well here we go.
No, man's got a point.
Okay, if Pacific do decide to run
That's one of the worst things that I hate dealing with when I played Overwatch. Was like I used to play support all the time because no one else would play support at the low ranks, and they'd be like,
Dude, life,
"Okay, this person's
my life.
asleep," and then they're awake instantly. It's like, what?
I'm a self-hating.
To get as far as they possibly can. And given how it went last time,
I definitely prefer tank roles, but without a good healer, you can't be a tank, and without a... I don't know. Overwatch in the low ranks is tough.
Talk about...
He's just sitting in the back line, he's a turret. He's waiting him to walk into him, but bucket.
Oh, that is unfortunate. And look at that, Mr. X getting on out of there. But look at the way things have been shaping up for the Pacific team. They have been struggling.
So would you call this Mr. President comp?
You know, like, both going to be able to keep everyone going in this game, and
pirate ship, actually.
It's been a challenge, but they've been slow, incremental progress thus far.
All right, Bash.
It's really been
On it set sail. I see.
Very aggressive positioning, but like we said, Wolf just pocketing him. His Semmler gets sideshow. Wolf's doing a phenomenal job.
When are they gonna notice him? When are they gonna notice him? He's still there!
What is happening?
Okay. They noticed him finally.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, that's a mistake from Bren, if I'm going to be honest with you. Bren could have been going after the healer, but instead he just decided to right-click over and over again on Semmler, and it wasn't enough. His Puckett on the flank.
Uh-oh. They're going to have to challenge this one. They got to push this. All right, there you go. So now the push starts to come in here for the Atlantic team. They're going to use their foul.
Ooh, Semmler's low.
Oh!
That is unfortunate. Semmler.
Oh, but he's down. Oh, that's going to be it still.
Atlantic Division. They're trying to keep this fight going, and it seems like Atlantic Division will be able to stop them here.
Really?
Keeps on going like this.
Oh my God.
Yep, they've got it. That'll be it.
And it's really Mr. X who's going to just try and
Oh, but Tracer's hacked.
dodge all around, but Puckett comes in with the Doom Fist.
What is Hog doing?
Hog, stay on the point, dude!
They're going to see him.
Oh!
Dude! It's just a slip.
What is this?
I don't know what's happening. Oh!
Dude, the Ryan's back! The Ryan got to him!
Oh, Jesus.
Oh my God.
Oh, Jesus.
Even people in the crowd, you see that? Even people in the crowd are just like, what happened?
I've never seen so many flanks go on at the same time.
I think the flankers were flanking the flankers.
It was definitely mind-boggling. I feel like I've been to 3 dimensions.
Those commentators.
There was no flanking. That was just a clusterfuck.
Oh,
That is
yeah.
all that was.
Like, attempted flanks that kind of turned and...
Fortunately, it actually worked out for
Yeah.
because they stopped them before the second phase.
Yeah.
With pretty good time on the clock as well.
Yeah, they have 4 minutes and 45 seconds to work with, and
That's a lot of time.
this is it, man. You
For
don't
1
wanna- you
point,
don't wanna
like-
go down. I believe we're gonna play all 3 of those straight out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not even the
Do
full...
all 3, but really, you
Might as well-
don't want to be that guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you don't. You really don't. But at the same time, like if you're Atlantic, like after you win 2, you might get a little too
And you
confident.
never
The
know.
snap's still not over,
Atlantic
so
might
it's
go
up
too
in the
aggressive
air,
and fall
you know,
apart
Wolf,
and get
to
picked
be
off
honest,
one
has
by
been
one.
phenomenal on this Baptiste because his immortality field has kept his team alive in crucial situations.
True. It's true.
So I've been pretty impressed with their bunker comp, but they try to switch it up, I suppose.
Mm.
Obviously, keep Brimstone, that Widowmaker, on the Atlantic side. He's been really doing some hard work, and that's
Yeah, they're bunkering.
445.
Well, and
Minus the Mercy, which is usually used in bunker.
obviously,
So that'll be interesting.
that he should be really just trying.
Oh, Bren is Sombra. Is doing Sombra.
He's going to switch things up, so he's
Oh,
gonna play,
interesting.
Yeah,
Oh,
they're
Bren-
pulling away from the long-range hit scan in Atlantic.
Well, and that's kind of what I was talking about. Like, bunker's really good against Widow, so like he had to switch off because of that.
They try to
So-
make some space. Get the poke, and Bren again with the early pick on the Wolf. He's not even a Widowmaker.
Wow, and look at Zoe here.
Oh, but it's 1 for 1. Oh, so they have no. Pacific has no supports.
Mercy skin there, but look at this, just great work being done.
Okay, yeah, that'll be that.
Team. They wipe the floor
If
with
Pacific's smart, they'll back off now and regroup. But they're, yeah,
No.
they waited too long to do that.
Most importantly, yeah, Zoe keeping him alive in that situation. But look, Pacific is.
Well, at this point, it's too late. They had like a 5-second window if you
Too long to die.
where they could have done it, but
Danny's in a world of hurt. Goodbye.
Ah, Jesus.
And that is some more push.
And that's gonna be a staggered final fight.
Prevent them from being able to come
is
out
the
with
only thing
their
Pacific's
play.
gonna be able to do.
Over to that legendary Atlantic.
And they don't even try to.
No, it's not the
there we
fact.
go.
It's not the fact that they're not trying. It's
I don't think that
They
Yeah,
just
they're being
can't.
forced
no
off.
matter how nice your skin is, if you ain't winning games,
That's when
it
you
don't
just
matter
pick
here.
the really fast
Oh, wow,
heroes
that
and
ran
dive
out.
onto the cart.
That
There
Rhine
goes
just-
the EMP, really just for due reason. That is it. Zoe with the pop off.
East Coast versus West Coast. East Coast is doing it. Listen to how excited these commentators are. Holy crap.
Perfect. That is fantastic. Hey guys, congratulations. I'm going to sub myself out for Hex.
I think that was more of a tactical crouch, but we'll find out when we come
A
back.
tactical crouch.
wow.
Okay.
Oh, it wasn't. Absolutely.
Certainly was not. Ah. Oh, that's just toxic.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But I mean, that's Overwatch. So I mean,
Yeah. Right. Yeah.
Toxic.
yeah.
Hey, a lot of bad judgment going on here.
Yeah.
A lot of bad.
A lot of so the minute that especially on that defense, the minute that Pacific lost both their supports, they should have backed off and reset so they could regroup for the final fight. They waited too long to do that, and so they got staggered. At which point their final fight was nothing more than like people feeding on the point, and there was no way they could have
Well,
come back
and-
from that.
Fine with Hank
Right.
staying power on the point. And
Yeah, well, it was the Rhine. So the Rhine, the Bastion, and then there was one other that was still on high ground that decided to hold there for another 10, 15 seconds after their second support had been killed off, as opposed to backing off. And Rhine was the last one to leave, or actually, sorry, the last one to die of those three. But they all died when they could have escaped. They had time to do that, and mounted a respectable defense on this at the end of the point. Doesn't necessarily mean they would have won, but it at least would have been a team fight as opposed to this staggered individual people coming in that doesn't really do anything, just eats time off the clock, which in overtime doesn't matter. So
it ran with
yes,
point. Like laughing with while while it's happening.
While
And
the rest of the team or the enemy team's going, what the fuck is going on?
yeah, like why isn't it moving?
Well, it brings you back
Ever-
to like the good old days in Overwatch when you could get away with like the sleeping Junkrat in the bushes and contest cart. Remember that?
moving. Car's not moving. My God, is there a bug? And then here's a
Hanging out.
Lounging in the bush.
Back in the good old days. What about the hook up and cook 'em strategy?
Did anyone use? I don't think anyone used that, did they?
Probably not, but
and
it's all memes, man.
strategies back when
All right. It looks like we're about to start again. So, give me...
Toarn will know the name of it. Go Diva Rangers. That
Yes, back when there were no limits.
6 divas rocketing out of the top floor spawn. Like the flight of the freaking Valkyries. And it works so well.
Diva's my favorite hero to play, man.
The greatest thing about that strat was that eventually you would get 6 diva bombs all at the same time, and they would just chain. And so there was like nothing anyone could do about that because you had a full like 30-second period where they could not touch the point because it was just diva bombs going off left and right.
I mean, if you look at the faces here across both teams, like the Pacific team, they don't look like they're having a good time. I mean, look at Wolf right now. He knows he got he's getting outplayed every time. And the Atlantic team, they're probably gonna take first rob. I expect them to really
The
dominate this
Pacific
third round.
team.
They need to do better. They need to
Yeah.
do better balancing is what needs to happen next time.
Yeah, like I'm noticing that. Like
it's going to be a toss up because I think we're going to see some throwaway.
So is this going to be 4 rounds of this arcade thing, or is it 3 rounds?
I think it's 3.
If I'm just being
So
honest, the Pacific
Atlantic
team,
already wins, right?
ugly,
And they're
they're
just doing this
sloppy,
last one for
the
fun.
plays I'm seeing out of them, it's just
Maybe.
I'm not impressed. I need to see more creativity fast if we're going here onto this third map. Otherwise, they're just gonna get rolled.
Okay.
City. Population 7
off team.
for the Pacific team, but we're going to go to Lijiang Tao.
Oh yeah, I just saw that.
Third and
It's very
final
nice.
game. So Lijiang will be
Just
the
noticed it,
background.
I mean.
Control is the game type, and I think we're ready to go. You can see there the Atlantic team winning games 1 and 2. But here we go. Final matchup of the talent takedown. We're playing
So yeah, this is the final match. So Atlantic technically has
By
won.
by Overwatch League standards,
I
already
really
won.
hope that the Pacific team,
But Pacific probably wants some revenge here, if I had to guess.
Looks like Pacific's going 5, and then Atlantic is just kind of counter dive a little. I don't know.
Brown is their coach because they're
I
going
can't
Uh,
tell.
back in time.
I don't know what that means. Maybe I'm too
Come
young.
on, you know that's
Mhm.
I forget.
what can I
Yeah.
say?
The generation gap is just
So here we have
too much.
Puckett on the fair. I bring out some nice spam, but it appears the rest of the Pacific team, they're rolling out through the web.
How good is Hammond's in these like capture to the point, King of the Hill maps?
Dude, I don't
Being
even
that-
care how good. Like
Down the hallway, takes out Semler immediately.
nothing else.
So
He's
the
actually
domination just continues onto the
happened
onto the third round, and Bren takes
because
out
during
as well.
fucking
Where is the protection
Hey, can you-
there as well? This is just abysmal.
never played
from the
Hammond
Pacific
before, so I was
team.
like, okay, yeah, sure. And I was having the most fun I've ever had in a comp match.
Yeah, he's pretty good, especially on Lijiang. On this, on Power or whatever the name of this one is. Yeah, he's pretty good at them. There are very few maps where so Hammond is technically considered a main tank because he initiates, and so there are very few maps where people want to give up a shield for a Hammond.
Now
But
you'll notice the kill feed. Hammond's arch enemy.
Try and take advantage and challenge and get onto the point here.
Achilles walks into a wall, a little bit of trouble going to the door.
well, his actual arch enemy is Sombra, but
Looking for a pulse onto the Zen, flings into
He's
oh,
looking
he's
for
going
it.
for it.
He
He
gets
sticks the Zara.
because he can use
Get the stick
Ooh,
onto
that was
Mr.
big.
X and
He can usually survive a McCree,
or Puckett
like
thinks
a
he's showing
McCree
out.
stun,
He
and get
hasn't
away.
wiped them yet.
Yeah, as long as he's saved his
For
shield.
This has just been Puckett. I mean, I wish he played like this when we played ranked together.
Yeah, he's that's when he's AFK and he
Ow.
Pacific team.
There's a little bit of toxicity there.
Getting called out. That's more than a little. That
Brent,
I was about to say, yeah,
there's a lot of weight behind that.
That is
All I'm seeing and hearing are these commentators doing like toxic things and talking toxic stuff.
Oh,
And like, hasn't Overwatch's biggest problem been toxicity in its community?
Achilles, he seems like he's having some trouble going through that door with
Ow.
or without contention, so maybe he'll have to work on that.
So we were just told by production that he now will like to be known as the Wrecking Ball. Okay, so I realize that Bren just manages to find.
Oh, what was that?
Come on.
Anything that he plays.
It was an accidental Q, panic Q.
Oh, probably. Now that I'm thinking about it.
They get, they had a pick in that one fight that Achilles got onto Bren, but they couldn't seem to capitalize. However, we have 7 here with a tactical visor.
What is this visor?
It's an initiation visor.
Oh, that's not even an initiation visor. That's what they. Fat finger. That's what they call that.
Oh, this is gonna be huge. He's gonna boop him into it.
I don't know.
Or not. Oh, they flipped it. They're gonna flip it.
Just kill him.
Dude, killing a spinning hamster is surprisingly
It
difficult.
actually, which is what makes Hammond so fun. Like I am very little in the way of productive when I play Hammond, but damn it if I don't survive for a good.
The best part about Hammond is like the custom matches when you can turn off the cooldown on the hook.
And you just
You just Spider-Man through Overwatch.
Oh. Oh, that was a very ballsy res. Very ballsy res.
I was actually just about because where he fell, I was actually about to say, well, good luck resing that, Zoe, and she went for it. Like, go, Zoe.
It wasn't a dare.
Yeah, just relax.
Ults here coming up for the Pacific Division. They're closing up on 6 ults soon. Atlantic still only has 2.
Right, you shoot your eye out. Remember that movie? Yeah, there's.
There you go.
Part of me feels like the Pacific is going to waste their ults in the wrong way.
We'll see.
Oh!
Oh!
He got.
That was a good grab.
Surge Hex is going to be out of this one. Zoe very weak as well. Similar. Does
Kill the Mercy.
Hex, who is in Baby Diva form, and that is another win for the Pacific Division.
Still being
Okay, so Monte Cristo here should jump off. Okay, yeah, okay. He finally woke up to the reality that that's what he should have done. Took him way too long to do that, though, so they might not have time to contest as a full team because of that.
This could be a problem.
I think we're seeing the setup happen.
I think Bren.
All right, Bren is going to have to go contest.
You can see Bren.
Oh boy!
All right, he did it. He made it on.
Scared to take the 1v1.
Dangerous territory now for the Pacific team.
Oh boy, dude!
They're off the point.
Oh no! Don't.
Oh,
wait.
Almost seen.
Why was he just standing there?
I think they thought it was one. No,
Oh
yeah.
my god! Woo. That would have been bad.
Yeah.
Let's see what we get next.
Do you need a mouse? You need a mouse? On the fire one of these?
Jesus
Alright,
Christ.
so they're gonna play Doomfist here. They're gonna play Doomfist. This is a good
So
defense point.
toxic.
Or the May. We have to be worried about the cheese.
Yep.
They might try to cheese us because they're not above that.
I could go May.
They're not above that.
Let's stick with this. Let's
If,
stick with this.
if anything, we could use a Brig. I don't know if you want
I
to
think
play.
we need the healing.
Do you want me to break?
I mean, we could have like a.
That was your takedown tactics presented by T-Mobile, and it seems as if the Pacific team was right. Atlantic Division busting out the fresh Gouda.
You
They're
know,
gonna have the cheese.
I just want to say, Sumler, I just scolded Uber for, and then Sumler continues to trash talk.
So what do people consider May? Because back when I played it, they called her like a half tank, where her wall could do a lot of the damage blocking.
She's considered DPS nowadays.
Okay.
Ooh. Pacific is up too. They need to be aggressive right now. They're playing really timid.
Hard.
Allow him to have free reign around the map, because if they do, that'll basically be it. You know, not to say a pun, but it'll spell doom for them.
Yeah, I agree.
Spell
That was actually
doom.
my player to watch.
He even warned it, and I still.
Talent takedown, but it was actually Brent who stole the spotlight. So.
All right, so Monty should not be pushing without his Zarya.
Almost goes down. Maybe go.
Like, she's still back at spawn right now.
Come on.
That's what Bren does, and I think that if the Pacific team were able to get this.
All right, now they're grouped up. Now they should push.
Clearly, they were struggling.
May's charging in with half health.
Right? Coordinating around the payload's always going to be a challenge. They do get that first.
She can kind of do that though.
So no tanks, no heals there as Uber goes down, and now.
And there's the Puckett Doomfist I was looking for. Gets the pick on the Uber, misses his ult.
She's not a tank, but she is tanky enough.
Okay.
That she can be, because all she has to do is hit shift.
Well, let's see now how this is going to work out. A good wall there, by the way, from Bren, isolating the tanks, but there was no.
That's a really early grab.
This is not looking good, though. Now as the Pacific team starts to come in yet again.
Oh, Monty, you gotta shield that, buddy.
Monty Cristo and Danny, fire strike on Doa. Players just going down, and the Blizzard was out. And Bren
is in their backline by himself. Not sure what his plan here is. Oh, they know that he's here.
I mean, if he gets a kill here, that'll be great, but...
Wait, he can't escape this. There's no way.
Nope.
And he falls over. Yep, that's more like it.
Point yet again for the Pacific Division. Atlantic do have some tools to work with. Puckett has been building up.
Let's see
his
here.
Ult very quickly. Could see the meteor strike maybe, or...
So again, we have another grab here. This time from Hex on the Atlantic Division side.
See, because of that stagger on Bren, they've got to wait a long time to initiate. So there's a lot of percentage going down.
Almost beams Achilles.
Ooh.
Puckett with the Doomfist, takes the engage.
I think he wants to try and go for a space jam potentially. Similar. Attack visor up above. He's going to get the kill onto Bren there, and that's going to be him perched up on the balcony. They couldn't punish.
I know. I think Pacific may have this one, guys.
There goes the meteor strike.
They're playing really smart.
Yeah, they kind of figured it out finally.
Oh, deep.
Deletes him, and that's going to leave Danny by himself, and he's going to have to get on out of there.
He takes the great escape.
My complaint with Pacific is still, even though they've kind of figured it out, they're not really sticking together. They're spreading out and fighting it.
Burn a lot of time off the clock.
Well, but that's kind of okay with their comp. Like, they've got a spread out comp. So like Zenyatta can heal at range. Moira is focusing on the tanks, like she's staying with them.
You gotta watch it.
Punches Danny in, goes for the engage.
Bubble though.
Okay, so the problem with that was target. He should not have been punching the tanks. He should have waited for a softer target. Like, that was very bad target priority on his part.
He's looking for him.
It was a good flank, but you should not be punching Orion in that situation.
This is good. This is looking really good for the Pacific team. They might be able to get this one, and they flip the point. Only a few more percentage to go, and then that is going to be it. Pacific will win, and in their minds, they would have won the entire talent takedown with the way things have been going.
Yeah, but unfortunately,
Hey, Zoe, you gotta move! Zoe, you gotta move! Oh, look at that charge! Oh, man!
Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, they just...
Pacific Division, despite some ugly performances in their first match, probably some of the sloppy
Ow.
performances
No, I kind of wish that they were playing like a full, like, OWL style.
Oh, man.
Like, I feel like it's almost heated now.
Yes.
Get 2 more rounds in there.
How you start, it's about how you finish if you're the Pacific Division. But the Atlantic team will win 2-1 in the overall talent takedown. I'm sure for Pacific, they're only going to care about this win right here. Wow. Okay.
Wow, indeed.
Oh, reactions.
Wow, that was fun.
Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Hope Chad enjoyed it. You guys enjoyed it.
I know Stephen may not have enjoyed it quite as much as we did.
Yeah, I was trying my best to pretend I knew what I was talking about.
Nothing else.
Yeah.
Fun to watch.
It was fun to
did-
watch,
Like, it's a
absolutely.
lot of
It's all right. We didn't notice that, Stephen. We didn't. It was. You hit it very well that you didn't know what you were talking
Yeah,
about.
Why, thank you.
had it pretty well. We had it pretty well figured. shows. Like you can watch, not know a thing, and just be, this is fun.
I remember the very first Overwatch League night, like the debut match when everything first started last year or 2 years ago at this point, where I was like super excited and everything Overwatch had started. I even went to like a bar, and I hate going out in the public to watch this kind of stuff. So I was like, I was really excited for Overwatch League, and then suddenly everything kind of just fell off for me when it came to Overwatch. Like I said, it's because the game's bugged and I wasn't doing well. But
Well, I think we might actually have some, articles and things to talk about today.
Right? Right? Do
Kinda
we?
Crazy, but I
Do
think
we?
that might be a thing, right?
was that not a thing last week?
What do you got for us, Gaver?
So, one of the first something that I find
First thing.
list games that making an appearance, along with games that are tentative. Games recently highlighted AGM that me and Toarn have actually already shows. And this is also it's this top entry that makes me wonder, like, what the heck are they doing? Anthem. Apex Legends debut.
Yeah.
That is what he's Black Desert recent edition.
That's an MMO, right?
Yeah.
That's been out for a while.
It has.
Yeah, it was at TwitchCon last year. I remember playing it at TwitchCon last year.
Dude, it actually is a lot of fun. So there's like so much to it. Like it's one of these games. Any MMO you could say this about, to where you definitely need to take the time to like. But with Black Desert, take the time to have the hope of, as far as like getting good.
Is it like Eve?
Yeah, action combat. So yeah, or
But I mean, like Eve Online is like almost like
the space one, right?
Yeah, Eve is like you basically have to have a whole nother life just to play the game.
Okay, yeah. This would definitely.
It's not something you can do casually.
No.
Wasn't there recently an article that I posted for you guys here for Eve, where like a guy was 6 hours away in game, like real time, 6 hours away?
Yeah, they did a rescue mission.
Game. Yeah,
they did a rescue. Yeah.
Dude, like if you like look up Eve, there's like all sorts of crazy stories that have happened. Like there was once a battle in Eve that cost, no joke, over $30,000 in lost money. So like ships have actual monetary value in like actual money in Eve. And $30,000 were lost in a single battle between two huge guilds.
I'm gonna say
that is like crazy.
I'm gonna say Black Desert Online not near as Eve of that, but every class kind of move that action combat too heavy upgrade in all this stuff, and then trade system in the world. You can purchase nodes that gain you on or offline, and then more stuff, real estate, other stuff, trade routes, all this stuff. Love the crap out of it. For the time I played it, I can't devote time to this, but I wish I could. I really
You've got Elder
when we
Scrolls Online
when
to
we
do.
when
I
we
know,
make
dude.
it big and we're gaming full time for a living, then you can devote time.
Like, I would have to devote a day. We're talking like from the moment you rise, you get breakfast, play Black Desert, you break for lunch, play Black Desert, get dinner, you play Black Desert, sleep, and that's your day. That would be like my only hope of like gaining any actual progress.
So what's don't even think?
Not a clue. I have
Huh.
no.
I think I kind of get the idea of what B Simulator.
Like Goat
okay.
Simulator
It's like
or
Goat
something, I
Simulator.
guess.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was thinking. Like, it's a joke.
See lots of like the
Borderlands
EA
3,
sports games.
Cyberpunk 20. Don't even think.
Soccer
I-
man.
I wish I had made a game that I could re-release 20 times and still sell it.
Right.
Like, it's the same game every time.
We've worked on our collision physics, so when the
Hey,
players
wait,
bump into
there was
each
an
other.
article about FIFA. I don't know if we discussed it. If we didn't, we should have. Several months back. But it was essentially an article talking about the decline in FIFA sales, and the people were actually wondering why. Does this article ring a bell? Did we talk about it?
I think we did.
Yeah, because I remember reading this article, like, boys, you can only do it so much.
Isn't a majority of FIFA's sales come in from microtransactions?
Yeah.
From like costume designs and like
And
cosmetics and
even
stuff like
that is getting
Yeah.
once again.
I'm curious
Monster
about
Hunter
Halo
World
Infinite.
Iceborne. That's a whole other subject we're going to talk about tonight, guys. And I'm
Nice.
happiness. That is a game that me and talked about.
Can you scroll down on stream?
Yeah, that sounds right.
Wait. I actually want to.
BRB.
That is. There are only worse and like as far as okay, hang on. Okay, time out. Let me rework that sentence. That they bothered.
Okay. There
Okay.
you go.
Yeah, right. I caught myself. I have done this hosting thing for a while. I won't mess up that. As Blue
Like, I was
pointed out earlier, I'll occasionally but I won't mess that up.
About to say, like, I'm pretty sure Sims had like Sims 2, Part 1, Part 2, Part 3, Part
Yeah.
4, Part 5.
Like I've completely. I don't know if. Afraid to Google it because. But. Which I'm actually amazed. We dropped like very few frames during that whole. That we were.
Oh yeah, I was watching that. I was like, wow, I could even tell that there's detail on
Right?
the screen. Amazing.
Hey, you know. Modem that don't cook itself. Like good now.
That's good. Very good.
Yeah. Besides, in my latency, I could immediately respond to that, and then they were.
21st century streaming.
I'm out of Y2K, guys. Like we're good.
He's done it. He's moved past
We're out of
dial-up.
Y2. It wasn't even dial up. That's the shitty part. It's literally just hi. Yeah, the fact that so Toarn, I was just acknowledging my amazement that in terms of games that they bothered to number, we're only up to a Sims 4.
I know, like, of the things that should be up to 20, I would far more think Sims than I would FIFA or Madden. But, oh well.
That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I don't. I Fallen Order. Oh,
Yeah, baby.
wonderful to see that it was in the tentative list. So the fact that they and speaking
Although
of,
they have it as Super Mario Marker. Yeah, well, we've talked about
oh my
that
god,
before.
I didn't even notice. I didn't even notice.
But we've talked about that before. That Super Mario Maker was a game that they made that they were like, we don't want to make Mario games anymore, so we'll just let everyone else make them.
In fact, the community's better than you guys at it, and some of it.
Well, they always are whenever you let the community build stuff. But how do you re-release that? It's you didn't make anything the first time. You're not making anything the second time.
Luigi.
Oh, so now you can have Luigi. Is that what's
Mario and Luigi at the same time?
Oh my gosh.
2-player. That's how. So, Gummy, it was totally premeditated. There is absolutely zero surprise involved here as far as it's a surprise, quote unquote, to the public. It's like, oh my god, we can play as Luigi. Guys, we can play together. We can make levels solely for 2-player now.
I'm sorry.
And people ate that up.
I tend to be super against DLC, but Luigi totally should have been DLC on Super Mario Maker 1. That does not deserve an entire new game.
But how are they supposed to sell the Switch 2, the new Switch? Well, Switch Plus or whatever the hell it's called.
Is that a thing? Are you actually?
Yeah,
serious
Nintendo
somewhat?
Switch is releasing a new and improved Switch and a smaller, more compact Switch.
God damn it.
I
Yeah.
just bought my Switch too. That's kind of annoying.
Hang on.
Yes, the Switch Plus.
The camera's
and the Switch
back.
Mini.
I just before I read chat, I actually son of a bit.
I mean, I've just been watching the stream, and it's been a still picture with quality voiceover for a while.
What?
But yeah, at least from what I've seen.
When you look different.
Oh, were the pictures flipped? or
Yeah,
something?
no, Dragon's being smartass.
Oh,
Dragon's being
Oh,
smartass.
okay.
That is what's happening right now.
I had noticed that. Speaking of Switches, Caver, when are you getting yours?
Then you guys can do Tetris 99 all day.
Oh, fuck that shit. We have some Super Smash Brothers to
Yeah,
do, man.
I actually paid for the very first.
Sometime in the next couple of weeks, you need to come over and we need to do some DUI Mario Kart. Just you and me.
Really.
Or yeah, we'll talk about it later.
So that's all of the.
I mean, Werewolf and the ultimate. Is that the ultimate Werewolf board games kind of? I don't know. We don't know.
I don't.
Apocalypse, I don't think is the little card game that I said. I don't think I feel
I don't
Earthblood.
think that's what it is.
I feel Earthblood is the big clue here. That not even the Apocalypse. I can see Apocalypse being added to the card game for whatever reason, but Earthblood.
Add that to the hardcore gaming list though, because Werewolf needs to be done one night.
Oh yeah, absolutely. We just graphics. It's the only thing that's holding us back at this point, guys.
We're talking about it after stream. Talk about it after stream. Stay out of this rabbit hole. Plug it up. Bury it. Talk about it after stream.
Okay.
Following game. After part. That's the really high detailed spore one. Start off as a primate and you Animal Crossing 2019.
Yeah.
Featured in the State of Play.
Oh, did we?
We have it.
Do we have the? Because we need to react. We need to watch the video.
I actually haven't seen the trailer yet, so find it.
Oh my god.
I haven't seen. I've. Is the screen still frozen?
Yeah, when I unmuted the conversation about a minute ago, we were talking about switches.
Oh, so now it's also my.
Yeah, I think the problem is like there's a bit of latency that's causing this. Like we sound absolutely fine.
Well, great. What? Have trouble with this thing. At least that's going. Yeah, frame should be. I don't think. Like, hey guys, we're no longer in early access.
Yeah, right.
That would be a help.
See, I feel like Fortnite gets away with a lot of the stuff they have because they're just in the quote-unquote early access phase of their.
A lot of stuff they get away with because a bunch of kids bought their product.
Season 9, Epic Games, early access. Fortnite, Season 9.
Nope.
Outer World. Outer Wilds. Sorry.
There you go. Outer Wilds.
Outer Wild. Wild. Blah,
That's
blah.
actually important. I want to talk to you guys about something with that one later.
Breakpoint.
Yes.
Oh, well, we'll go ahead and talk about that now. That could be a joke, apparently. Like, guy who I up and you made some kind of reference to, hey, we're new Splinter Cell, and then literally Ubisoft's made an official statement saying this guy was obviously joking, and then this guy followed up that tweet with, please don't retweet, I might be in trouble. Like,
that's just too perfect.
I know.
Like, it sounds like somebody was trying to pull a Tom Holland and failed miserably. Like, I'm gonna spoil something, and then, oops, I wasn't supposed to spoil that.
How do you add a spoiler? Like, isn't the spoiler the failure? Like, what?
I guess I don't know. Just, oh, man,
my voice keeps cutting out.
So,
fuck.
we ready for this Final Fantasy trailer?
Hold up, Final Fantasy 7.
All right, tell me when to start.
Do it.
Halt! Hands up!
Have fun.
I'm here for you, to help take the load off your shoulders.
So, what's our next move, boss?
That's easy enough.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
Here, this is for you.
Flower.
All right.
Can you bear to see the planet suffer. Cloud.
It's a teaser for a teaser in June, I see.
I know. Seeing the
Yeah, you're fine.
subs, I'm not.
Your sound gate may be too high.
I'm not running anything.
You don't have a sound gate?
Funny. Ed.
Damn it. I'm trying to find. Sorry to change subjects on you here, sorry. Trying to find this picture I saw earlier. It's of a it's a Final Fantasy VII remake meme, and it's supposed to be like, you remember that scene in Final Fantasy VII, the game, where it's Cloud standing in front of a whole bunch of like polygon men, and they all have like handlebar mustaches, and they're all like Buzz Jarhead crop top haircut styles and stuff like that. I'm assuming no, because neither of you were responding.
No.
Yeah. But that's a thing in the Final Fantasy VII games. It's like Cloud with an entourage of men behind him, and they all pretty much look exactly the same. And people are like, I want them to redo this scene exactly how it is here. And they show it like an example of like just this generic man standing behind generic looking Cloud cosplay, and it's kind of hilarious.
I've seen it. All right, so I've got my other stuff running. If my audio improves,
I mean, the picture's already improved because I could see this Toarn moving and stuff.
well, the picture's improved because I usually run my OBS in performance mode because, internet's only half my problem. The other problem is the computer's going to die. Like this computer will croak if I don't get into it with all the shit I do on it.
Okay.
But anyway, what did you think of the trailer?
The more actiony combat.
Yeah, it looks more hack and slashy than just from that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It may still be turn based, and to be honest, I kind of hope it is.
I was thinking because I knew you weren't a big fan of the idea of it not being.
No, I liked the original. I've always liked the original, like classic Final Fantasy combat system. Like I think there's more strategy involved in it, which I enjoy that in RPGs. I'm not a big fan of. I personally don't like hack and slash that much, so. But I can be okay with it if that's like the thing nowadays. I just want there to be depth of character,
right?
If it is hack and slash. So like my biggest problem with like Final Fantasy 15 and stuff was I didn't feel like the progression wasn't very diverse. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I don't mind hack and slash if I can like still have the same number of skills and things and classes and things that you do in like all the classic Final Fantasies. So I'm hoping that if they do go that route, that they'll at least leave the personalization alone, if that makes sense.
I never really got into Final Fantasy myself because I never really liked the turn-based combat systems, and it took me a long. Like I played a lot of Pokemon, and that's turn-based and all, but like this Final Fantasy, I couldn't really grasp around. And I think my biggest problem was I chose to play Final Fantasy 13 as my first like major Final Fantasy game.
What? Why? Oh my god!
The first one I had 10 for PlayStation 2. And then I never played it, and then I got a PlayStation, or I had an Xbox One or 360 or whatever it was at the time, and then got Final Fantasy 13 on that as a gift, and I was like, oh, why not? And I'll play it.
What is wrong? 13 is. I'm sorry. 13 is terrible. It's
Yeah,
essentially
it was crap.
essentially a movie, but it's like it's not a good game.
I thought it was really cute.
Yeah, like,
Watching the chocobo in the guy's hair.
they spent like all their time on the like cinematics and stuff, and that's all they did.
You know,
like, but the fact that you had 10, which is arguably one of the best, if not the best, and didn't play it, what is wrong with you, sir? Like that is terrible.
It's here somewhere. It's in my room here somewhere,
Alright,
actually.
stop talking.
Okay.
Just stop.
It might actually still be in its original wrapping.
So I know what Steven's homework is.
What was that look for, Toarn or Jay?
You know good and well what that look was for.
Oh my god.
Like, I don't ever want to know.
Like,
I'm just going to assume it's not, but you're never to tell me otherwise if it actually is still in its wrapping.
like I started at first to be like, I'm going to respect his right to have like a different religion than mine and say that Final Fantasy was never his thing. But then you had to follow that shit up with the only one I've ever really played is 13. Like, are you kidding me? No. All
So
right.
when Final Fantasy 7 comes out, does that mean I have to play it?
Yes, you have to play 7. You have to play 10. You have to play 12. 12 is really good too. And just because it's my favorite, I don't think a lot of people like it, but my favorite Final Fantasy is 8.
With Leon. Squall Leon art.
Yeah, Squall, not Leon.
Okay. Sorry, Kingdom Hearts got me.
Right. Which, speaking of...
But there's a theory out there. So 8 was actually the first Final Fantasy I ever played. And there's a theory out there that your favorite Final Fantasy is always the first one that you played. So
yeah,
is that true for you, Jay? What was the first one you ever played? With the exception being 13, of course, that one doesn't count.
Yeah. Actually, I avoided 13 because of what everybody was saying about it.
What about 13-2 Lightning Returns?
The fact that one got a sequel is like pathetic in and of itself. I got like most of the way through 13, but I couldn't finish it. What was the very first Final Fantasy you ever played, Jay? Way back when.
Fuck.
So a lot of people in our generation, it was 7. 7 was their first. Is that true for you as well?
Nothing here, nothing there. I was looking around to see if it was within my immediate area.
I want to say it was 7. And then the next one that I had access to was the one that we played on PS2. Which one was that one?
The one that you and I played together?
Yeah.
I think that was 10.
I think it was 2.
No.
No, that was not 10.
No, that was not 10. I think it was 12, actually.
What about 14, the online one?
Yes. It was Final Fantasy 12.
Yeah, I was pretty sure.
So,
so yeah, we kind of skipped 10, which is really sad because 10 is really good. Did you ever play 10?
No.
Oh, so you can actually get 10 and 10.2 as a package on PS4. You should probably do that because they're really good.
I got so much shit in my library as it is.
Yeah.
Before I'm playing any other game on PS4, I'm beating Days Gone. That's just all there is to that.
Have you?
You're gonna be playing that forever.
What? No, dude, I'm in like the final area.
I'm not
or what I think. What I think is the final area.
Like, too far, but just out of curiosity, have you beat Fallout 4 yet? You haven't.
You know, it's one of these things where I hope just people forget, but you just keep bringing it up at very inopportune times. You know that? You just keep doing it.
Again, I don't want to rag you on because we've done it before. I was just curious. All right.
It was no, I have
But
not.
10 and 10-2 are both really good. 12 is also really the
Like the unfortunate thing though is like here's the thing. I got fairly far in my and again I've been I won't rag on it anymore. But like got pretty far in Fallout 4 and then my freaking game gets corrupted on PC. Then I get it for console and I try to progress again and I'm like, damn it. I can't do this anymore. And then it just magically starts working again on PC, but none of my save files are there. I was like, fuck it. That has left the bad taste in my mouth more so than the game did. That makes any sense at all.
It does.
I mean, when I was first playing Skyrim all those years ago when it first came out, I was playing it on my 360, and then at some point I was fighting the boss dragon for like the main final battle.
Yeah.
And it bugged out to where it wouldn't take any damage at all, no matter what I did.
Oh, I actually remember this bug.
Yeah. So and
Alduin,
when I was
right? That was
Yep.
his name.
yeah,
Alduin.
when I was fighting Alduin, the bug happened to where I wouldn't take any damage. And I was like, no, and I sat there for like an hour trying to beat it, and nothing happened. And then eventually, my Xbox crashed. I was like, all right, makes sense, whatever. I fire the Xbox back up, the entire save file's gone, just everything. And I was like, yep, I'm not playing Skyrim anymore. And I still I have the game. I have Skyrim. I bought it on this PC because I wanted it, and I've played it once or twice, but I still can't bring myself to play it all the way through. So
That's kind of like, dude, I got Skyrim with all the DLCs on this PC as well, like through Steam, and I'm just like, yeah, like I got pretty far too.
It's like my favorite game, but I still can't bring myself to do it.
Dude, on my 360, dude, the amount of time I spent on that actually probably kind of pathetic because like a separate character to be a warrior, leader of the companions, blah blah blah, separate character, archmage, blah blah blah, second character, assassin and thieves guild. Just
Well, see, I bought Skyrim for my PC because I originally had it on Xbox 360 as well. But I bought it for my PC because I bought Skyrim VR. And then I played all the way up until you see the first dragon. Then I was like, nope, sorry. Fuck that. I'm out. Because that is terrifying. I don't care.
That is another homework I was wondering about. The dragon.
Jay did not.
Never did your
Slipping
Twitch
up on
thing.
your
I never
homework,
did. I
man.
never did my Twitch thing.
That needs to be rectified.
Do I need to start making you guys report cards?
Oh my god.
Weekly Tpop report cards.
we haven't done homework in a couple of weeks.
We not successfully.
Well, we haven't even assigned it.
Yeah, I assigned when you gave me Twitch things. I gave you ESO. Did you ever do it?
I actually did.
Oh, really?
But that was also 3 weeks ago.
Like 2.
Does that
There's
include
2
the
weeks.
week where you guys skipped, or not skipped, but when we had crap happen and we couldn't get anything working? No,
It's been a bit since we did homework because I
It's
thought
been a
about
bit.
it every week. So it's almost 11, so I think this might be a good time to actually assign homework, and we can save some articles for next week since nothing's going to change until E4.
Ugh.
E3 gets here.
Can I say the one thing I kind of wanted to talk about?
Yeah, wait, Outer Wilds, right?
Wilds. Yeah.
Wilds.
So people are actually really upset about Outer Wilds because it was a crowd-funded game that was crowd-funded through Kickstarter, and part of the Kickstarter campaign said that it would be going live on Steam, but now Epic Games has put it as a temporary exclusive.
Oh my god.
So people who backed the Kickstarter are now like, do we get our money back because you're not following what we pledged for in the Kickstarter? And people are really upset.
Yeah.
Epic has gotten really ballsy since Fortnite's success. And they're trying to ride that into competing with Steam. And I mean, and normally, Steam is kind of like has the monopoly on PC gaming at the moment and has for a while. Normally people don't get behind, the big guy, but I don't know. we're kind of used to him. And
I must say, it's
Steam
not
has
so.
always been good to us. They've never abused us.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, like I've never, and again, I haven't had to do it often, but I've never once had a complaint about my treatment by Steam customer support.
no, like, and the Steam is always like smart. So like for example, me and Dev for like a month were not able to play Rainbow Six Siege because Ubisoft is fucked in the head. All right, and so that kind of stuff does not happen with Steam. It just they're smart about how stuff goes, and so they've done a really good job. They've earned their spot, and Epic is just kind of like bullying their way into the market, which I mean is kind of their right, but you're not going to win any PR battles that way, you know?
No, and it's gonna come back to bite them. Like at some point, like it's gonna come back, and they're either going to learn their lesson beforehand, or something's gonna hit them hard, and they're gonna have to learn.
Especially now that I'm sorry I'm saying it, but Fortnite's kind of on its way out. You know what I mean?
Why are you sorry for saying that?
I don't know. I'm not sorry.
Like, yeah,
I've been waiting for Fortnite to die since it started. So
I'll say, like, we don't see. This is one of the things about our podcast is we don't pretend to be unbiased. Like we try to be. We give it a genuine effort, but there's just some things we just can't. We just can't do it.
Like, I mean, Fortnite's always going to be a thing. As much as I hate it, like, there's always going to be like the 5 to 10-year-old market for it. The same way there is. I don't want to compare it to Minecraft because Minecraft is gold. But like I don't play Minecraft that much anymore, if ever at all. But I still respect it as a game, and as it broke new ground and stuff. I don't really respect Fortnite, but Fortnite begrudgingly it will always have a market.
Yep.
But I think its dominance is on the way out, and I don't think I'm alone in thinking that. We just need
a new game to take over, like.
Well, the crazy thing is that we do have games take over. They just do for short. We haven't had a game take over permanently, if that makes sense. So, like Apex, when it came out, it took over for a short time, and then after that, it's been like right now is Mordo, which we actually haven't talked about that game.
No, and I'm actually really kind of shocked that we haven't.
Chivalry.
Yeah, it's essentially Chivalry too. It's a prettier Chivalry.
Which looks gorgeous, by the way.
Yeah, but Mordo is huge right now. And so that's kind of what the market that we've moved into, is that there's not really a giant at the moment. Like back in the day, Overwatch was the giant, and that was replaced by Fortnite. And now we've moved into like temporary giants. And it's just kind of shifting until we find the next permanent giant. None of them are permanent, but just like a long-term giant, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think whatever that next giant is going to be will be decided at E3 this year.
I agree. That is the place to make Flash.
It's going to be Star Wars Fallen Order.
I think Fallen Order is going to be huge. I don't think it's going to have the staying power because it is. I don't think it's supposed to be a multiplayer experience. Right? It's supposed to be a single player experience.
Single player, they haven't changed that yet.
Which again, I'm not mad about that. I love save player one. I'm all for that. But I think just by necessity, the big ones have to be multiplayer. So like Fallen Order is going to be a huge game, but it's not going to be like Fallout 4, for example, was a great game. Skyrim was a great game, but they could only hold as the big one for a very short period of time.
Yeah.
Fallen Order, if it's a great game, will be in the same category.
There's so many chances already for great games to come out and take over Fortnite thing, and they just kind of all fell apart. Like Fallout 76 had a good chance, but it ruined it.
Except it was terrible. So
yeah, except it was terrible.
Anthem was the same way. Like it had a good chance of beating Fortnite, but as soon as it just kind of fell apart.
Well, all these games.
My betrayal for 2019 was Anthem. Like,
well, you can't just like offer up a big multiplayer MMO and expect it to take over. You have to actually have quality.
Yeah.
And nothing so far has really.
Like,
I mean, Anthem is not a terrible game, but it was definitely not what it was hyped up to be. Same thing. Fallout 76 was by far a terrible game. Is a terrible game, whatever you want to call it. At least that's my opinion on the matter.
nah, you're not the only one with that opinion, I promise.
So, like, but again, 76 should have taken the spot when it came out, but it just was not what it should have been. So, and we've yet to see anything since Fortnite that really has the same staying power. Apex arguably could have been, but it didn't. It wasn't finished.
I hope, really, as far as finding that next game with the staying power, I really honestly just have one criteria that I would like to have met. That is, please don't be a BR.
Oh my god, I was about to say the exact same thing.
Please, please, please don't be a BR.
I think a big reason why Fortnite has been so successful is mainly due to its update schedule. Like, that game releases something new almost every single week, and because of that, it's very popular with YouTube and Twitch and content creators and all that stuff.
Right.
So,
but again,
I think that has a lot to do with it. Being within the mind's eye, being like a very popular thing on YouTube and Twitch that you could find hundreds of people of making is very important. So if we could find the game that either has a lot of stuff in it that'll keep people preoccupied forever, or constantly has frequent enough updates, I don't think anything's gonna be able to topple it.
No.
Honestly.
So
it's already on its way out. Like,
here's the problem with what you're saying. You're equating what content creators play. You are correct in that they do update weekly, and that makes it easy for content creators to come out with new content. You are correct in that regard. So like guys, like there are guys that I watch, like Muselk is currently sticking to Fortnite like nonstop, and his justification for that is because they're constantly updating, adding new stuff. And if we were doing that day in and out, if I was spending 8 hours behind my computer and I had to play one game 8 hours every single day, I would want a game that changes weekly because my life would be monotonous otherwise. As much as I love Overwatch, I'm a huge Overwatch fan. If I had to play Overwatch 8 hours a day every single day, there would not be enough change in it for me to not want to blow my brains out.
Mm-hmm.
So I understand that from a content creator perspective, but from a consumer perspective, we're fucking tired of it. All right. The change, even with those changes, it's not enough for the people who watch to like care anymore. It's, oh no, we've got a ball that can like grapple onto shit. We've had grapplers before. We've had carts you can ride in. Like, that's not enough of a change for the consumer. It may be enough of a change for a content creator, but it's not for us. We need something big, something different.
And we don't represent everybody's opinion on it because, again, there's still plenty of people who play the game. They'll always, as Toarn already said it, there'll always be plenty of people that will play the game. But
like, there's always going to be a community. That's always going to be a thing. What we're talking about is the top dog spot. Is that it's if it is still at the top dog spot, it's not going to be there for long. Because the frustration is showing, the cracks are creeping in, like people are ready for the next thing. And so
and even the people
that other thing has to do is show a little bit of quality and something new. So like, it doesn't, like, that's all you have to do. It doesn't even have to be all that great.
No, that is not all they have to do. That is not all they have to do, because games for the past several years have been doing that and falling short. There was no follow through. So I need a follow through on top of what you just said.
No, they haven't been doing new, because like Apex is just another BR.
No, I'm not talking about Apex. I'm going to talk about BRs in general. I'm just talking about like all these new games that are going to be promising to be the next big thing. Okay?
What I mean by new is that it just has to be one good idea. All right, that we haven't really seen before, or like a evolution of something we've seen before in a way that we haven't seen. That's what we need, and they need to market it well and provide quality, and then you're gold. All right, the market is ready for something new. Someone just has to be able to provide something to feed it.
So, here's hoping. But, Cuff, like what you got going on. Let's get out of here.
Me, I personally don't have much
No,
going
no,
on.
no, stop. No plugs.
Oh, wait, we got homework.
We got homework to do.
Fuck.
All right, Steven.
I have thought of nothing for you.
Your homework. We're going to do round robin. All right, so I'm going to assign Steven. Steven assign Jay, and Jay assign me. Steven, your homework is to find that Final Fantasy of yours, 10, and play it.
Okay, I'll
Understood?
find it.
If it's still in the wrapper, you do not tell me. I need to still like you. You do.
I'm not going to open it, and I'm going to sell it for like $60.
and then buy a version, buy the like $10 version on PS4 and play that.
Exactly.
All right. So you need to at least play through like the first act
Oh my god.
of FF10.
Okay. Okay.
All right, what's Caver somewhere?
Well, I don't want it to be super embarrassing, so I won't make you sing.
I appreciate it.
It doesn't matter. He won't do it anyway.
Have you ever downloaded Dota 2?
Oh god. Never played in my life.
Okay, how about this? Why don't you download something in Dota 2 called Dota 2 Auto Chess? It's literally, you just pick characters, and they automatically do battling against each other, and you try to build a team. It has a lot of mechanics into it, but it probably won't make sense. I just want you to play one game of it.
What's it called?
Dota 2 Auto Chess.
Auto
It's
Chess.
in Dota 2, and it's in the arcade mode.
Okay.
So, and it's just a strategy game of you trying to build the best team with synergy. It's basic. Think of it like a deck building game, but without a deck. And that's the game. And I just want you to play one round of it.
All right.
It'll take 20 minutes. That's all.
That's reasonable.
Which is fucked. We don't do reasonable here. What is wrong with you?
Right.
It's like
It's
you've
just-
never seen our show.
I upload it to YouTube. I watch it all the time.
Which is why Dev wants to talk to us about audio issues on Sunday.
I don't want to talk about it.
I don't want to either. Because I know I'll talk about it. All right, Toarn.
Yeah.
What's the free game on Epic Games Launcher right now? Tell me.
No, I made him buy something last time, so I got to be at least somewhat reasonable.
Wait. Hang on.
Steven, shut your mouth.
Okay.
Why? What did you have? I might use it for next time.
No, this is on you.
There's always
No
the
one else
girl
got it.
filter on Snapchat, but
Oh, why is that video game related? Yeah, and he did it.
I know. Damn,
Okay.
I missed it.
And that's not
Red Dead Online recently went through a big update. So play around in Red Dead 2 Online and see what you think.
All right, I can do that.
Isn't it
All
Red
right.
Dead? Oh, never mind.
Time for plugs, everybody. I'm Toarn, twitch.tv/Toarn, also at twitter.com/Toarn. Steven, show us what you got.
I'm Streetcuff Steven. You can find me everywhere under this weird name. That's weird. And even though I don't do too much myself, I do stream now on Sundays where we play Sea of Thieves, where I play Sea of Thieves at least. And I watch other people. Watch this channel. If you do that, you'll see more of me. There you go.
Not necessarily wrong. Again, guys, KaverJ, twitch.tv/KaverJ or Kaver_J. If you want to follow on the Twitter, you follow the Twitter to keep up with updates and changes to the channel. Guys, thanks so much for hanging out. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.
Raid.
Raid?
Yeah, I know. We're raiding.
Oh, who are we rating?
Rating. This is just the traditional bit where we pretend like we're in